The National Council of State has unanimously approved Professor Joash Ojo Amupitan, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission following the expiration of Professor Mahmood Yakubu's tenure. While we await the Senate's approval, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in presenting the nominee, described Amupitan as a political and eminently qualified to steer the electoral body. According to a statement by the special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, President Tinubu emphasized the importance of integrity and experience in selecting the new INEC chairman.
Now, here's what you should know about the INEC new chairman. Professor Joash Ojo Amupitan is from Ijumu, Kogi State. He is a respected legal scholar with over 34 years of academic and public service experience. A professor of law at the University of Jos, he specializes in evidence law, corporate governance, and privatization law, and was conferred with the title of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, in 2014. He has held several leadership positions in academia, including dean, head of department, and member of university governing councils, and currently serves as pro-chancellor and chairman of the governing council at Joseph Ayo Babalola University. Well, let's dissect this very quickly. Joining us to discuss this, we do have policy development and advocate, of course, founder of TAF Africa. We have Dr. Jake Epelle, who joins us here. This time, we are looking at something that's very interesting, especially for Nigerians. A new INEC boss, meaning that the tentative one, who was just announced 48 hours ago, may not really have the beam or the torch focusing on her. But we have a new name. What's your take on the new person, the new elected, or I'd say chosen? Is it chosen or elected? These are the questions everyone is asking online. But let's leave you to answer that question. We know the answers, but let's allow you to do that for the public. Please go ahead.
Well, good morning, guys. Good morning, Nigerians. Every day is one breaking news or the other. Today we have a nominee, and I want to underscore a nominee. He's not yet INEC chairman. He's been nominated by the Council of States, and he will go on to the Senate for confirmation. I'll just give you some interesting statistics. This gentleman is being nominated. He hasn't resumed office, but as of today, we have 15 months to the February 2027 election. 15 months, about 455 days. If you want to break it down to weeks, about 65 weeks. A year is 1 year, 247 days. So these gentlemen have very limited time. His pedigree is good. His qualification is good. What are the things that we're looking at that could be some element of challenges for him? I don't think he has a cognate experience in election management. I don't think he's been involved in this high-level, high-profile institution. So it's going to be a daunting task for him. He looks, from his picture, I haven't met him in person, from the picture that I saw, he does have a demeanor of calmness, and then as a communication expert, I look beyond optics. You know, is he going to be an independent person? Only God knows. I don't know how independent an individual will be, knowing fully well that the person who appointed him is a sitting president going for re-election. So how independent he is going to be will determine on the rapport that he establishes, either by choice or by force, with Aso Rock. if I'm in his shoes, I'll distance myself from Aso Rock because he has a lot to do and a lot of trust deficit in INEC. He will have to work so hard. It's like climbing Kilimanjaro to gain the confidence of Nigerian electorate. Yeah, you know, so great things for him. He's the first INEC chairman appointed from Kogi state, which is not central. He's coming with all his professional accolades, hopefully that will translate to his leadership skills. Professor Mahmood came with all kinds of qualification, first class in history and all that, but yet he became the last class in managing election. And so the civil society were open, looking at this man's qualification. He has what it takes, but then will he be able to manage this giant elephant called INEC? Will he have the audacity to dismantle the hidden structures of INEC? Will he have the audacity to give capacity to the staff of INEC? Will he be willing to tell the public the truth about what happens in INEC? Now, here's my last take. Will the government be sincere to release, to give him the appropriate funding that he needs and release it on time? If he's starved of funds, then he will be in trouble. Is he going to constantly engage the media, the public, so that he can come under scrutiny? Will he be responsible, accountable, and show true patriotism? The technological challenges he's going to face in INEC is these beavers and all that, the workability, the timely release of information and results, the cooperation of RECs, who are, many of them are raking elections in Nigeria. All of that, you know, are the things that will face him, you know. Can he manage the pressure of the kind of office that he's going to occupy? Without judging him before he comes to the mantle of leadership, I think if he wants to serve and make a good name for himself and his family, he has the opportunity.
Now, Dr. Epelle, in the beginning of your submission, you rightly said he is the INEC chair nominee because he's yet to be confirmed by the Senate. But you and I know it's, looking at the antecedent of the 10th Senate, that it's an academic exercise. It's almost as good as done. But you also mentioned some of the challenges he might be facing. You talked about the trust deficit Nigeria has with INEC as an institution, and the quality, the type of work you have to do to restore some form of trust in the system by Nigerians. My question to you is, if you could advise Professor Amupitan, what should be his primary and priority focus? Because the elections in Anambra State in November will be the litmus test for him. How would you advise him to approach his job? What should be the top priority for him?
There are three things I'll say to him. Independence, independence, independence. He must be an independent leader if he wants to lead the electoral management body. If you are watching this program, Professor Joe Amupitan, stay away from Aso Rock and stay away from the people that surrounds Aso Rock if you want to succeed. Two, the greatest asset on the surface of the earth is not billions of dollars, is human capital. Develop the people. give them the capacity to work. Be honest and straightforward with everyone that you meet. Let your yea be yea and your no be no. Practice a simple thing that I try to do sometimes. I haven't perfected it. Learn to adopt the principle of responsible no, a responsible no at every point in time. Say no to the things you know you will say no, and say yes to the things you will say yes. Once you establish that credibility and trust, which is required of any leader, once that credibility and trust is established, you have won the hearts of Nigerians. Nigerians are very easygoing people. The little thing impresses Nigerians. Do those little things, you know. Surround yourself with the people that will look you in the eyes and say no to you. Surround yourself. The yes men are killers of leaders. Have the no men, the people that will responsibly, respectfully tell you, sir, this is not the way to go, you know. And your fellow academia, your fellow professors that have been used in the past in the election has acted in a way that many of us are in doubt whether they truly earned their degrees. I would say look for competent people that you can work with, not people that with big titles. Titles sometimes entangles, you know. So that would be my take. And ultimately, Professor Joseph, ultimately, have the fear of God. Have the fear of God. Every successful leader succeeded because they fear God Almighty. That would be my take, Benga.
All right. Let's also look at the comments made by oppositions. They've advocated that the president should actually stop nominating the INEC chair. These talks have gone on for as long as we can remember, especially in recent times. 10 years is what we would have this nominated INEC chairman sit on the helms of affairs for the next 10 years. And obviously, should the president win his second term, he will no longer be in power after a period of time while Professor Amupitan will actually continue. What do you think needs to be done to ensure that partisanship, which is the major fear of opposition, is not in any way part of the INEC chairman's portfolio? Because obviously he's expected to be neutral, but there's still fear that he may not be neutral.
And also, to add to what Joe said, Dr. Epelle, do you see a problem in the president nominating the INEC chair? Do you think he needs some constitutional amendment in the future?
Okay, so both of you are asking the same and one question. First of all, INEC chair, going by the Constitution, serves a term limit of 5 years. And then eventually, if the person is reconfirmed, that fellow will then serve for another 5 years terms. So that's what the constitutional provision says.
Dr. Epelle, are you there?
I believe his audio is frozen.
Network challenges.
I mean,
there.
from our discussion so far this morning, it's integrity and independence. That's been the buzzword from our conversation, Doctor. Okay, Dr. Epelle is back.
Go ahead.
Did I miss something?
No,
okay.
just go on.
So,
your network glitch there.
Okay. So it's a 5 years term limit, and now it can be renewed for another 5 years. However, like I said, if I were Mahmoud, if you had to go back in time, I think I would have been gone after the first term. One of the things that he had to deal with was going back for the reconfirmation, which allowed him to be the longest serving INEC chair that we have as of today. Now, the constitutionality of the appointment of INEC chair rests on the president. That power is within the president and the presidency to announce a nomination, and then the nominee will go and face the Council of States, and the Council of States will endorse, and then the president will transmit his name to the National Assembly, this time Senate, and the Senate will do the interrogation, and then he will be appointed. Now, the spotlight is on the Senate. Can that provision be changed? Then we will need a constitutional amendment for that provision or clause to be changed. That's the procedure. So going forward, I am an advocate for the presidency to hands off from choosing who becomes the very organization that would be the umpire of an election that will bring a particular president to power. So you cannot be seen as appointing the very person that will sit and decide your fate. And I think that's one error we need to correct in the constitutional clause. It's not, it doesn't show a responsible way of hiring. Now, INEC is like an institution. If you want to hire a CEO of an institution, that CEO must go under the scrutiny of a responsible way of hiring. That means it's advertised, then the candidates are shortlisted, and then a panel will sit, interrogate each and every one of those candidates, and then eventually the winner is then announced. Now, the thing that the National Assembly must do, and I'm going to put an eye on them, and several civil society leaders and organizations will put their eyes on the Senate. And if they want to make history, let them have an open, transparent screening process. Let it be live on television. Let us see who is voting yes or no. Nobody should be intimidated to express their vote. That's why we elected them. Ghana must not exchange hands. You know, the presidency must give free hands to the National Assembly. And I'm looking forward to the National Assembly scrutinizing this gentleman from his moral integrity to his personal integrity to his academic integrity. Look at what is happening today. A minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in a certificate scandal. This is the kind of things that we need to avoid as much as possible. So let him go through public scrutiny. Let not the Senate take the destiny of Nigerians for granted. We don't need a voice vote. We need people expressing their vote in the manner and terms that is expected of a National Assembly. I'm looking forward for them to say, look, we screened this candidate, we found out this, that, he is not qualified. And then, of course, another person will be nominated. There must not be a rubber stamp National Assembly. It's not everything that President Bola Tinubu wants and says that the National Assembly should carry out. Otherwise, they will be referenced as a stooge of the presidency, and we don't want that. You know, so going forward, this gentleman academically is qualified. In terms of one of the things that I was looking at this morning, because I woke up this morning to do some research on him, one of the things that he doesn't have, apart from all the good things he has, is that he has a low profile in the international community. So that's one area that if he has a strategist, they need to work on so that he will be launched on a global platform. Because what happens in Nigeria pertaining election it happens to the continent and the entire world. So that national and international profile must be heightened up, not just for him to show off, but for him to be known by all and sundry, every Nigerian and Nigerians abroad, and of course the global community. These are some of the facts that we have to deal with. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jake Epelle, for sharing your thoughts with the nominated INEC boss. I will wait to see if the Senate will do the needful, either checkmate, approve, agree, or just, what you've just said. Maybe it will be rubber stamped, as it were. But thanks for your time. We'll find out.
Always a pleasure speaking with you, Dr. Epelle. Thanks for your insights.
Thank you, Benga. Let me say this to Nigerians. I want to let us know that every one of us, the day we were born, the whole world rejoiced while we cried. Let's live our life and a legacy that the day we die, we will rejoice, and Nigerians and the whole world will cry. That's a life of impact. Professor Joe, make a decision from day one that you're going to live a life of legacy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.